Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome to the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, please do subscribe, like, share, comment, tag me if you're creating these pieces. Let me know what you think of them, or give me some ideas. Maybe put me through the challenge of creating something that you would like to see. I want to thank every single one of you in the comment sections, of course. Everybody that's just stopping in for the first time, thank you and welcome. And I also want to thank everybody in the groups that have been following me, and lots of comments. I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate all the beautiful things you guys have to say, and also for sharing all of my work. Now, a few days ago, I had just uploaded the Calla Lilies, which I decided to create. I know it's kind of hard because it's very big because of my dining room table. It's a 6-seater, but I created a basket for it and put my Calla Lily on it. I'm going to put it on it, sorry. And I've created some flowers, which I do have many flowers already, tutorials on my playlist, flowers. So you could always go there if you want to create some of these flowers. Of course, the tutorial's already up on the Lily Callis, or the Calla Lily, I should say. And also the leaves, I have tutorial on that. You can go into the leaves on the playlist and create the leaves from there also, or whatever you'd like to add if you're creating this basket. So you obviously saw it probably already at the beginning on the picture, the main picture of the video. And at the end, I have a display with it on the table. I will have it, and some pictures of the reveal shots for you guys to see what it looks like on the table. Now, I've already created the other part, which is 2 baskets. So I'm going to have one on each end. I do have a tutorial already on this right from the beginning when I started the channel. But it's not, the video really is not clear. It's very foggy. I didn't know the crochet codes, so that was a little bit more complicated. So I decided to recreate it, but bigger, of course, because like I said, it's a 6-seater that I have. But you can create this the size you would like. It all depends on the number that you're going to use of your yarn. If you're using yarn, this is 100% cotton thread. And I've used an 8-ply. So 8-ply meaning 8 strings, because you know that the thicker the number, higher, in some countries the number higher is bigger, but in some other countries the higher the number, the smaller, the thinner the thread or the yarn, depending upon the country you're at. This is pretty big, so I will have also the size just of the basket, because the handle you can make the size that you would like. I didn't want it too big because the basket is already big enough, and I wanted something delicate for it. So I pretty much glued them on, because I hot glue them with transparent glue, and then I'm going to sew a few dots here and there just to make sure that nothing comes apart, because you don't want to just leave it on glue. If you decide to wash it eventually one day, you don't want the glue to take all of this beauty apart. So you give it a few stitches here and there from the back, and you use the same color of whatever you used, either the white, because you won't see it's in between the back on the stitches, or the green, or whatever you like, or even the transparent one, like the fishing transparent line, you know, that line of fishing. You can buy that at Dollarama, Dollar Tree, your hardware store. I mean, that's fine line also as a thread. So you can use that as transparent and you won't see it either. If you have like a hard time to try to hide your thread from the back as you're doing a few stitches here and there, just to make sure that they're not coming out. I also put a few leaves here on the handle just to give it that little punch. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to create just a sample in a smaller thread, size 4 ply and cotton, just as a demonstration. I'm not gonna use it for anything, so just a very small one. But if you're deciding to create this length, that I will have it in the box, just side to side and from the basket to here, the sides of it. I'm not gonna, I mean, if I could with the handle, I could measure it with the handle if you like, the length of it. I'll mark it down, including the handle. This is the length of the basket. I'm going to leave it on the description box. Another thing I want to mention, okay, so this is an 8 ply, and with an 8 ply you use a 5.5 or a 6 hook, much easier to work with. And the flowers, this is a 4 ply. All of my flowers and the callus and the leaves, because I don't want thick enough is already the pattern itself. And I'm also going to create an edge for the basket here to attach into the other side of the edge of the other basket. So you can put something in the center as a decor, a vase with your callus, if you have any real callus, or you can buy the silk ones and put a nice vase in the middle, and that will look just absolutely gorgeous. I also added a few pearls in the middle. I know the lighting sucks here. I added a few pearls in the middle of the flowers, as you can see. Try to make a little, hide a little bit of the clarity from the window there. So you can do that too. You can add some pearls in the middle of the flower. You could also, if you're using 4 ply needle number 3, you'll need a pair of scissors, of course. And you can choose whatever color you like to do. At first I was thinking about using the purple with white, which would have been gorgeous. But because I wanted a really big centerpiece, I decided to go with the 8 ply and let go of the 4 ply of the purple. But you can alternate colors. It's just stunning, whatever colors you're going to use, just the same. If you find sometimes my videos too fast for you, you can go up there on the 3 little buttons where the setting is, and you can click on it and slow down the video to the speed that you would like. Okay, I also wanted to mention, some of you sometimes, because I've mentioned a few times, I am in Europe, I am in the islands of Portugal, I'm in the island of Madeira, so you could always look it up. It's one of the most gorgeous islands in Europe, in the Portugal region, of course. And quite a few of you have asked me through emails and even through Messenger, that eventually when this pandemic is over, you're planning to come and visit the island here. You've always dreamed of coming here, and you've asked me any good recommendation for restaurants. And so I had answered that eventually I will let you guys know. You know, I answered to the questions, of course. So yesterday I happened to go to one of the restaurants that used to pop up a lot in my feed of Facebook, and I've always liked and really paid attention to the type of foods they had and things like that, and shared a lot of the restaurant too. So I had the opportunity yesterday to go there and eat, and it's a buffet. They have a la carte too. I mean, if you want something different than what's on the buffet. But very, very, very good restaurant and very cheap. I was actually very surprised for the price that they were having on the buffet for each plate. And when I tell you, when they fill up the plate, they fill up the plate. So you have, like, you know, the entree with soup or salads, and your meal, your main meal, and then you have dessert, coffee, your pop, and all that. Anyway, for a couple bucks, really, really cheap, and excellent food, fresh, chefs authentic to The customers pay very attention. They come out of their way to come and serve you. Waiters very kind and very attentional to the customers also. I was hoping to meet the owner, but unfortunately she was off, so I didn't get to meet her. Her name is Eugénia, and the name of the restaurant is SABOR Sal. That means taste of salt. So really, really good. I will leave the information below because some of you have asked me. And so I will leave it on the description box. If she happens to comment in on the video, then I will pin her up, and you can one day, eventually, you decide to come when all of this madness of virus is over. Well, you could always look it up, take a note on it so you don't lose it. And it's right in the heart of the island. So right downtown, and you will enjoy it. Really nice. It's got a nice terrace outside. So I will leave all the information below. And for those of you who have asked me, so I'll leave it at that. And of course, a shout out to them. Thank you so much for the beautiful service that you guys did and served us. Really appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to get started, and I am going to use the number 4. I'm going to use cream just as, sample, but I will tell you how many rows I did, because I'm not going to go as big on it either with the sample. There's no point because it's repeatedly the same stitch. Okay, so we're going to get started. Thank you so much, everybody. And I can't thank you enough again for sharing and your beautiful comments. I mean, without you, I probably wouldn't continue on with the channel, obviously. I always try to do my best to create different and exciting patterns, should I say. And it's all my pleasure to really put out there and just to show you what a piece of thread or a piece of yarn with one small little needle can do to bring out the decor in your house or anywhere that you decide to display it. Okay, so we're going to get started. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, you should know by now, of course, how to do a slip stitch, right? Hopefully. And we're going to do 55 chain stitch, okay? So you should know how to do that too, just so the video doesn't become too long. So slip stitch knot and 55 chains. Once you've done your 55 chains, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. On your 5th space, we're going to do double crochet. And next space, there goes the cat driving the dogs nuts, the neighbor's cat. She is vicious. She knows the dogs don't like her. I don't think there's any video that I haven't done that those dogs don't bark over that cat. It's insane. Okay, so double crochet. Now what you're going to do is you're going to keep grabbing, not the back loops or anything like that, or one loop. You're going to do right on the center. So that means you're grabbing 2 loops here, right? If you look at it well, because when you are grabbing only one loop, which is this loop here, if you're only doing this one here, let's say, okay, your basket is going to curve like a U shape. You don't want that. You want your basket to become nice and straight on the bottom. So you'd grab right in the center, grabbing the 2 loops together right in the center, okay? And we're going to do the double crochet all the way to the end, of course, not on the slip stitch knot. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, oops, I almost knocked down my stand, my phone stand. Okay, so I finished doing my double crochet, and I have a total of 25 double crochets. Okay, so what's behind is the slip stitch knot, which we will hide it at the end. So you're going to go up 3. You're going to turn your work, and you're going to grab front loops only. That means the loop that's facing you. Okay, so front loop, not this back loop. You leave it alone. We'll do that on the next row because we're going to have like this little, I know it's kind of hard to see here on camera, but we're going to have this little effect on the basket. Okay, like the basket is weaved, let's say. You remember the old days, or you see it on movies, those like wooden stray baskets that are handmade weaved. Well, it's the same thing as this one. So we're basically weaving. So we're doing double crochet on each space, grabbing only the loop facing you. Okay, and the length of this foot stand, if you want, for the basket, it's up to you how big you want to go. If you're making just a small one, then you can do only 4 or 5 rows. If you're making a big one, then you can follow the same rows as I have on my big basket, which I'll tell you in a second. I'm just gonna finish up over here. So basically double crochet. So basically you're gonna have again 25 double crochets, and this is gonna be for the foot of the basket. And that you can go as big as you'd like on the length of the rows, but you don't want to overdo it either, because you don't want like just to have this big piece of foot of basket, right? So like I said, depending upon the thread or yarn you're using, if it's a thick one, you know it's going to become big. So you don't want to do too many rows, because then the more rows you do, the bigger the pieces. The foot for the basket, I call it the foot, let's say. So you go all the way to the end, grabbing the loop in front of you only. And you leave the other one on the other side, because then we'll have that other effect. Comes to the end, you can go right on the third space of the double crochet. Try to pull some thread here, and then you're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. You're going to turn your work around, and now you're going to grab back loops only. Okay, so back loops only. Again, you're going to have 25 double crochets, because you're just doing double crochet over double crochet. So not complicated at all. So very simple. The whole basket itself is simple to create, not complicated. You just have to make sure that you do your stitches on the right spot in order to enlarge the belly of it up top, right? If you want to call it that. I don't know, I come up with these names like I don't even know where from, but that's just me. Don't mind me. It's one way of explaining so you can understand what I'm saying or where I'm coming from. Now, remembering that the Calla Lilies, normally we're used to seeing them in white, obviously, because, you know, the white stands out anywhere that you look. But you also have the Calla Lilies in lilac, yellow. I mean, there's many other colors, and you can create your flowers in different colors too. Okay, so you see that effect that we're getting? Okay, again, you go up 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work around. And now we're grabbing so you're not going to grab the first one where you have your double crochet, right? Don't make that mistake, because sometimes it happens that I did. You're going to grab the next one. And now you're going to grab, again, the loop in front of you and not the back part. So you're going to leave you're going to leave this one alone. You don't touch this back part. You're going to just come in, as you can see there. Hopefully you can see. And grab the one that's in front of you. And do your double crochets again. So very simple. Just like that. So you're going to do that to the end. Go up 3 again, because you know, we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So on my black one here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. If you're using number 4 and you want like a little medium small size, you're going to do 7 rows. Okay, so you go up 7 rows, and then I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I have 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go up, chain 3. We're going to turn around. We're going to grab back loop on the same space, okay? So same space as where we have the double crochet. We're going to do 2 more. So we're going to have a total of 3 double crochet. We're going to do 2 chain. We're going to skip 1 space. We grab back loop on the next one. Back loop, next space, double crochet, back loop, next space, double crochet. So we're going to have a group now of 3. Should not be off camera. Good God. 1, 2 chain again. Skip 1 space, back loop. And we're going to create another group of 3 double crochets, 1 per space. And another one. You're going to have a total. You're supposed to have a total of 7. 1, 2, chain, skip 1 space, back loop, next space. And again, create your 3 groups. Not 3 groups, but your group of 3, I should say. Boy, sometimes, you know, the words are not coming out properly. 2 chains, skip 1, next one. Double crochet, grabbing back loops only. And we're doing another group of 3. 1, 2 chains, skip 1, next one. Two chain, skip 1, grab the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're on our 7. And we're going to grab the last one here. So now we got our 7 groups of double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Go up 3. Turn your work. Come inside, grabbing right through the holes. We're going to do another group of 3 double crochet in the first double crochet. 2 chain. We're coming into the center of this space here, the square, and we're doing 3 double crochets because now we are widening the basket. So 2 chains, come inside of the next square. Two chains, next square, and do the 3 double crochets. 2 chains, next square, two chains, next square. So we're doing groups of 3. Two chains, next square. Two chains, and we're grabbing the last one here and doing 3 because we need to widen it as we're going along now on the basket. Okay, So now you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? You're going to go up, chain 3, turn around, same space again. You're going to create the same thing, a group of 3, chain 2, next space where the square is, we're going to create 3 more double crochet, 2 chain, next space. So it's always groups now, okay? So we're going to do this repeatedly, back and forth. So here on my big one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, and you can do your 7 on your small one too, because pretty much they're the same length. The only difference that makes here is, as you see, it's unbelievable how different it becomes when you're using a thicker thread. Now, let me just back it up for you. Now imagine I got the same amount of stitch except for one row, because here I have 8 and here I have 7. But I mean, one row still, if you measure it, look at the big difference it is, right? Same amount of stitches, it's just that it's way bigger because it's thicker. So patterns go bigger, okay? Bring that up again. Okay, so you're going to do 7 rows of this 3 group double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 7. Okay, so I finished doing row 6. I'm going into row 7. I told you we'd meet at the end of row 7, but not, because we're going to do only 1 chain separation here between the groups, and I almost forgot about that. So in row 7, 1 chain only. Now we need to start cutting in a bit. We don't want it any more wideness. The next row we are going to do only double crochets on every double crochet and space. Whoops, talking about that and I was already doing it. Not good. So we're pretty much done with this design here. Next row will be only a row of double crochet. Actually, the next few rows will be only double crochets. So pretty much we are finishing up the little basket here. Remembering that the thinner the thread, the smaller the piece. So this is very fast to do and very easy. And even with thicker, it's just going to take a little bit longer, because thicker yarn or thread, you need to go through the loops. It's a little bit tighter because of the thickness of the material of that you're using. So we continue on. Only difference here is we're doing a 1 chain separation on your 7th row. Or if you're going to the 8th row with a big pattern, you're doing the same size as mine. So 1 chain. And we're going to follow this all the way to the end, like we've been doing. So it's just repeatedly the same thing, but instead of 2 chain separation, we're doing only 1. We don't want it to widen up anymore. So you come in your last double crochet here and you do your 3 double crochets. So as you can see, it stopped pretty much here, the wideness, because now it's pulling, right? We're closing up only with 1 double crochet. Okay, so now we go up 1, 2, 3. Of course, we've turned over, or you can do 1, 2, 3 and turn over. It doesn't change nothing. Okay, we're grabbing the loop in front of you. Okay, so we're going back to that weaving, and we're doing double crochet over double crochet, 1 inside of the space, Let me just check if it's one inside of the space because I don't want to make any. Yes. And double crochet over double crochet, grabbing front loop in front of you. Inside of the space we're doing double crochet, one double crochet only. Grabbing the loop in front of you, and we're going to do this all the way to the end the same way. So very simple. Whoops, I was almost doing 2 double crochet. Okay, so follow yours all the way to the end, just double crochet over double crochet, and one inside, grabbing the loop in front of you. Okay, so I finished my row of double crochets, and you're supposed to have a total of 51. Now, if it happens for one reason or another, you have 52 or 53, it doesn't change anything. There's no point of taking it down. You're supposed to have 51, but you could probably miss a stitch somewhere and you have 50, or you probably overdid a stitch. You probably have 52 or 53. It doesn't change nothing. Turn around, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to grab back loops only. We're going to do again double crochet over double crochet, grabbing back loops only because we're weaving it still. We're giving that effect. And reminder too that if you wanted, let's say example, like as you saw here, I have black and then I have the burgundy. But if you wanted this to be a different color, you would have cut in your thread and you would have proceeded with the double crochet with a different color, let's say green, yellow, purple, red, whatever color you wanted, or you could have done the same thing to the bottom. You don't necessarily have to do all in one color. I'm just doing the sample, so that's why I'm using just this one color, because then I'm taking this down. I don't need a small little basket. So this is just a sample for you guys. But it's got the same amount of stitch, even though it looks way smaller. It's normal because this is a 4-ply and the big one is an 8-ply. I mean, it's double the size of thread, right? So double crochet over double crochet, grabbing back loops only. So not complicated. Just like that. So you're going to have that same effect as we did down here. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I finished doing my row. As you see, I went all the way to the last one. So you're going to have the same amount again, 51 double crochets. Turn around, go up 3, and we're doing one more row. Now we're grabbing the front loop. We're doing one more row of double crochets. Now this small to medium, if you want to call it, it's 3 rows on this one. Now, unless you want to go a little bit higher, you can do 4 rows. On my big pattern, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 rows. No, I'm lying. 1, 2, 3. I have 4 rows because the last row is single crochet to close everything in. This one we're going to do 3 rows only. But if you want to go bigger, you can choose how many rows you'd like to go bigger. 4, 5, it's up to you. My big pattern, I have 4 rows. This one I'm going to do only 3. Okay, so continue doing your double crochets all the way to the end. And then we're proceeding with a different color just for you, or the same color. There's no point of me taking it down. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we finished our 3rd row. Now, I'm just going to pull my string there because I'm going to take it apart, so I don't want to keep cutting up pieces. I'm just going to use this as a sample. I'm going to use the green as a sample for you guys. So, slip stitch. Okay. And now you basically would grab here in the corner and we're going to be doing just single crochets. Okay, so you can go either in, I have it in on the big piece, or if you're doing like smaller pieces, you can go in the middle of the stitch and you do 2 singles per stitch per row. So next row, singles. You don't need to do in the middle here, you just go right in the center of the double crochet and create your single. Or if you wanted to make it easier, you can just go right inside of the center here. If you want to make it easier on you, you can just go right in here and do your 2 double crochets, and don't tighten it too much because you need to give it space for them not to be pulling too much together. And if your stitch is extremely tight, then you can do your, just for the people that are extremely tight, okay, you can do your your single crochet in the middle here where you have that the separation of the rows. You can do a single. It's not going to change anything. Okay, you can do one here in the middle, and then 2 inside of the double crochet, and then here in the middle again. And for the people that have a very loose stitch, you don't need to do that here in the middle. You just go into the next row, depending upon the yarn and thread you're using. If it's thick, if it's thin, then you're going to have to go into the middle in between the groups so it doesn't pull too much on the stitches. And 2 inside, or you can just go in the middle of the double crochet if you don't want to put it inside. So then you continue on. In the middle of the space, 2 inside of the double crochet, in the space here, 2 inside here, and it's all single crochets all the way around to the top. This is just to give you a nice firm close on your basket. It makes it pretty. Now you come to your last one here. You did your 2. You want to make sure it's square. You're going to do your 1 chain, and you're going to go back in, and you're going to do 2 more. So you're going to have a nice square edge there. Then you go in the middle of the next one, middle of the next one. This is the bottom of the basket. Middle, middle, middle. And obviously you're going to do the same thing on the other side like we did here on this side. So you're going to come to the corner again. You're going to do 2. You're going to do 1 chain and 2 more because you want to have that little square. You're going to go in the center here between the rows, 2 more in the center of the rows, 2 more inside, in the center here of the row, 2 more inside, and again. So we're going to continue this all the way to the end up top, and I'll meet you up top. So now we are up top. We're going to do 3, okay, double crochet, not double crochet, single crochet up top, and then into the next space, next space, next space, so we're going to do this up top all the way to the end. So I ended up cutting my cream thread because it was getting in the way. Okay, so we started with 1 here, so we know that we have 2 more to do because it's 3 singles up top. So we have 1, 2, oops, and then this one here. Okay, so now we've done our little cover basket. Now we're going to do the, okay, gotta have a knot here. We're going to do the handle. Okay, you guys, so basically in order to have the handle to be same size, so you're going to count 12 singles starting from the first one. Let me get you. So starting from the first one here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 on your 12. Okay, so you can put a little piece of thread to make sure that you're not going to lose your count. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. I hope I got it right. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Yeah, I do. Okay, so you're gonna pull a piece of thread here. You don't want to lose it, so you can just tie it in. Saves you the time afterwards to be counting all over again. You're going to start slip stitch knot. You're going to come where you have your thread here. Pull it out. You don't need it no more. You're going to do single, and you're going to go up 2 more chains. Come back inside of the same space, and you're going to create a group of 3 double crochet. Now on my thick one, my big one, I have 4 double crochet. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to see because it's black, but I have 4 double crochet. On the small medium one, you're going to do only 3, and then you're going to go up 3 chain. On the same space, you're going to do 3 more, and it's going to be like this all the way to the end. 3 chain on the same space, you're going to do 2 more. So this is 3 all the way through. Chain 3 on the same space, you're going to do 2 more, so you're going to have a total of 3. Chain 3, and again. Chain 3, oops, chain 3, 2 more double crochet inside of the same space. Anyway, so on the small medium, you can do 24 of them. On my big one, I have 22 because it's thick and it's big. I didn't need 24. So continue yours, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so let's say you did your 24 or your 22, depending on the length you want on your handle. So you do your last one. Now make sure that you're facing the proper way and don't twist it, because it can happen, it has happened to me. So you'd come here where you have your other thread, pull it out, you don't need it. And you're going to do a single. Now, grab the corner here where you have your handle and come back in the next stitch and slip stitch through it. Okay? And then you cut your thread and you tuck in loose ends. I'm not going to cut it because I'm going to take it down. So basically your basket is created. Okay, so now that the basket is created, all you have to do is do the flowers you would like. Give you an example. I still have to finish my other basket to add the flowers on, so you can place them wherever you like. Very simple. And give it a nice final touch to it. Okay, and this is pretty much it. Okay, you guys, I was almost forgetting that I needed to do that centerpiece to attach on my bottom here of the basket and onto the other one. So what I did was a magic circle. For the people that don't know how to do the magic circle, you can do 6 chain stitch, close it in with slip stitch. I did 16 double crochets inside of here, went up 3 chain. On the same space, I did another double crochet, so I have 2 on the same space. Next space, I have 1 double crochet. Next space, I have 2 together. Next space, I have 1. Next space, I have 2 together. And that row is all the way through. Sorry about that. I almost forgot that I had to do the tutorial on this, because I'm going to be adding this into the middle here in order to attach both patterns. Okay, so now 3rd row, 2 together, 2 alone. So next space double crochet, next space double crochet, and the 3rd space 2 together. Thank God I remembered that on time. Actually, I was quite advanced already on here, but I took it down so I can show you guys, or else I would completely forget to do the centerpiece for you guys. For me, I would have just continued on, right? So 1, 2. That's because I was showing you the sample on the other one, and I totally forgot that I still have this one to do. So 2 on the same space, 2 double crochet in the same space, and 1 double crochet alone, next space, alone. So something very simple, because we already have all the details that we need on the flowers, and you can create whatever centerpiece you would like. You don't have to necessarily do the same thing as I'm doing here, you know, you can create your own. So 1 double crochet, another double crochet. At first I was thinking about doing flowers and adapting flowers here, but when I tried to do it, I didn't like it, so I took it down. Sometimes you got to play with patterns and see what feels right and what doesn't. So 2 double crochet together on the same space, and 2 alone per space, 1 per space. So we have 2 here, 1, 1, and here's the second one. One, 1, and this will be the second double crochet in the same space, and 1, 1. We're at the end, so we're going to close it in on 3rd space with a slip stitch. If I can grab all my threads together, because this is thick thread. So it looks like it's like curving up like that, but that's okay, because once you do the next row, it all comes in together. Go up 3 chain, 2 together. So this is row 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next space, we're going to do 2 together again, because we don't want it to hat up. Next space, so this row is going to be about all 2 double crochets together on the same space. Okay, so very simple, nothing to it. I'll meet you at the end. Well, this light really widens out. Just give me a second, that's better. Okay, so I'm on the end. I'm going to come to my 3rd space here, close it in with slip stitch. And now we're going to do chain 3. So once we've done chain 3, next space, just give me a second here. Okay, so next space. Now we're just going to do a single crochet all the way around on each space, because we have enough of the double crochet being on the previous row, so we don't want to crumple up too much either. And I never come out with the same vision that I start with. I start well with that vision that I had, and I always end up with something else. So make sure that you always look up ahead before you create anything, not just out of my channel, but anybody else's. Especially for designers, you know, we never end up with the same thing that we have planned. At least I don't. Sometimes it's perfect, some other times it's not so perfect. But then again, who is perfect, right? Well, to me, that's personally to me, God is perfect. But that's just my personal opinion. Everybody has their own. Okay, so double crochet all the way around per space. Okay, so once we finish doing the double crochet all the way around, one needle, I'm going to use the green now. and I have to put 2 greens together because I don't have size 8 ply. So in order to have, this is a 4, so I put 2 together, equals my 8. Okay, so go inside any of these loops, and then right in the center, of course, and we're gonna go up 4 chains. So that's 1 chain I did plus the single, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the single, of course. Go inside the same space. We're going to create little V's, okay? Okay, 1 chain separation. I have to tidy afterwards. I'm going to have to tie in the loose end here. We're going to skip 1 space, or 1, 2, no, 3. 2 chain separation, back into the same space. So we're creating little V's now. 1 chain separation between V's, 1, 2, 3. On your 3rd space, create your double crochet, 2 chain. The 2 chains are only done on the V's. 1 chain separation between V's, 1, 2, 3 space, and create your next V. 2. We're going to do this row this way, all the way around. Okay, so we're pretty much getting to the end. Now, if I skip here, 1, 2, 3, that means I have only 1 space left. So what I'm going to do is skip 2 only. And I'm going to come right, no, what am I talking about? Still the 3rd space. I'm going to skip 1. I'm going to go in the 2nd one here. One, 2. And I'm going to close it up with slip stitch on that one there. So this is what it's going to look like. And we're going to cut our thread. And I'm going to proceed now with the white. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to proceed with the white. I'm going to slip stitch knot. We're going to go in the center of the V. We're going to do a single. Try to hide your thread already. Single, 1 chain. We're going to do, so this would be 2 double crochet, 3, 4, 1 chain, and single. So it's like having a total of 5. We don't want to overpack the V. Then we'll hide the rest of the excess. We're going to come where the separation chain is and do 1 single. Next space, single, chain. So that's 1, 2, good God, 3, 4, 4, 1 chain, 1 single. So we're going to be creating these little flowers, if you want to call them. Okay, and then single in the next space, no chains, going to the middle of the V, single, 1 chain. So we're doing 5. So this would be 2, including the first single we did. 3, 4, 1 chain, 5. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I've come to the end. I'm going to close up with single. I'm going to cut my thread. Now you could have went bigger if you wanted to on the centerpiece by adding more double crochets. I didn't want to go bigger because I have a big enough size of baskets that I don't want the centerpiece to overpower the value of the flower basket. So I just need to have enough size just to put a little decor on top of it. And leave it at that. So basically I'm just tucking in loose ends. And then cut the excess off. And I'm going back into, I believe, my green. And we'll see how it works out. If it works out good, we'll do the green. If not, we'll leave as is. Okay, so we're going to try wrong needle. We're going to try the green, see how it works out. It should work out fine, but like I said, I don't want the centerpiece to overpower the baskets. Okay, so we'd come in our first single and do a single. Try to hide my thread here. Now, we're going to come and go into our first one here and do a single, next space. I don't know if I like it this way. I might have to just grab the back loops. Let me see how this pans out. Okay, so single there. I'm going to try back loops only. So I'm doing back loops only. We'll cut the excess off from there too. And come into in the middle of our single there. Okay, I think I like that. I think I left a stitch behind though. I'm working with 2 needles, so it's always a pain. Not 2 needles, 2 threads. Okay, back loops only. So pretty much we're gonna just do it this way. I think it looks better. You could do a picot if you wanted to. I'm just leaving it this way. I think it looks nice. But if you wanted to on your third one, you could have done your picot. Come in the middle of your single with a single back loops on your first one. Single. So this is what it's going to be with this. Now I'm going to attach the pattern together. So 1, 2, and the third one. So we pretty much are going to measure it up here. Let me see. So we have from the corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. So we have the 25. So that means we need to do 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You have to do wherever it fits best anyway, but you want it to be more or less on the center. So you're going to grab both loops here. You're going to close it with single. You're going to come back to your single, your back loop. I know the white tends to white out, right, on the light. So I can't get it too close or else it's not going to look good. You won't be able to see it. And then come back. Yeah, too loose. The stitches or else it's going to look ridiculous. Okay, and then we're going to attach the next one also. 1, 2, and 3. So I have to recount this again, people. Give me a second. Okay, I'm just readjusting it again. So I had to take it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to put it on the 9th. See how this goes. Because I don't want it too far more on one end than the other. So I'm going to try here at 9. Hopefully it will work out. Stitches are too loose here. Here on the third one, okay. Now, let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it would be about here. Let me see how this is going to pin out. Hopefully it's going to pin out fine. Just have to keep trying until you get it, right? Just going to do a couple more here just to look at it. Now, remembering that whatever count we're doing here, I put 2 stitches. I thought I had too much on here. Okay. That's right, I had 2 stitches on here. Okay, well, let's try that again. Okay. See what it looks like. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so basically we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We went on the 9th, and we have 9 over here also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, we have 8 on this side, which is fine. It doesn't matter. We're okay. It looks centered. Now, you must do the same thing on this end, attaching the two to the same amount of stitch on this end. Okay. So I'm going to continue on until I get here. So how many, I'm going to check how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I have 21. It's out of balance, isn't it? It's supposed to be at least 22 so we can have the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. But no problem. We'll just use 2 of them here anyway. Doesn't change anything in my book. Okay, so I'll meet you when I'm ready to pack the other one. Okay, so if you can fit 22 of these flowers in your pattern, would be perfect. I didn't count it when I closed it off. I should have counted because you always have to have an even number. But no problem. I'm not going to take nothing down. I'm going to keep it as is. Now the other side, I'm going to touch it as we're going now. Okay, so I have two attached, as you see. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to attach it on the 10th on this side. And on the 11th, which is the next one. So 10, 11, I'm attaching onto the pattern. Now we have to have the same amount. I'm just going to go by eye, like right here, just because I'm used to by eye already, but oops, I'm not even attaching on the right one. That was smart, but not smart enough, right? The attachment was good, just not on top of the flower. Okay, so here on the 3rd double crochet. So where was I? Let me go through this again. just because I do things by the eye. Attach it here. You should really count, don't do it as I'm doing, count yours and have it separated equally. I'm used to this, so that's why I don't, and it's for me, it's not like I'm selling this to anyone. So it doesn't matter if I'm short one flower or not. Okay, so now, next flower, just gonna put my pattern here again. Missing one thread. So back loops. Okay, so finish up yours, people. I think this pretty much closes it. I think the video is already long enough as it is. I hope I have everything in the right place. Let me just check here. Okay, so it's perfect. So we have this side in and we have this side in. So this does it for this. I will have the pictures reveal at the end when I'm done, and a little video with it on display on my table. So thank you so much, everybody, and thank you again for sharing and for commenting, and please give it those thumbs up. It's very important for the video to circulate. And I will see you in the next time. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.